guys, Connie here. I am 18 days post-op from my recent mommy makeover surgery, and in this video I wanted to cover the top items that I used and that I didn't use. I know throughout my vlog I have covered all the different items that I've acquired and things that I purchased to make my life easier during recovery, and I acquired all those items based off of other vlogs that I had watched and my own personal research. So I thought I would follow up all the other messages that I have posted in the past of items that I personally received or acquired, and I would let you know what I actually used and what I didn't use. So let's start with what I didn't use, because these are the items that personally myself I purchased and I didn't end up using. I ended up getting rid of them. So I want to prevent you from wasting time and money. Not to say that maybe these items you won't need or want to have. I was still happy to have had them, but I'm just going to let you know that I didn't end up using them the way I thought I would. So let's start off. First things first, bromelain pills. So eating pineapple has natural bromelain in it, and I had read about the benefits of eating pineapple and bromelain. So I had started taking bromelain pills, as well as even after my procedure, I was taking daily bromelain pills, as well as eating pineapple. And as delicious as the pineapple was, and I'm sure the bromelain may have done something, but honestly, the bruising and the swelling benefits for bromelain as a natural supplement, I can't say personally that I really bought it and that I thought that it was actually doing anything. So it was a $30 bottle of bromelain pills, and I honestly didn't think they were doing much, so I ended up returning them on Amazon. So I wanted to let you know, if you want to buy yourself a pineapple to eat post-surgery or even before surgery to help with bruising and swelling, feel free. But after having gone through a mommy makeover, I have to say that nothing beat the narcotics and the Tylenol that I'm still taking to help with the bruising and swelling. So I think it may be a bit of a gimmick, or very minor, if any, of a benefit. So save yourself the bromelain pills and the $30, because I didn't think it was helpful. On that same token, arnica pills. Now I'll speak about arnica gel and the things that I did use, but in terms of the arnica pills, once again, I was taking those pre-surgery and post-surgery, and they're supposed to help with bruising and swelling. And I don't know that they actually work either. I still have lots left. I've sort of stopped taking them, and I'm just focusing on Tylenol right now. So once again, these natural supplements, they may have an effect, and if so, a very minor effect. And for the level of surgery that I personally had, I didn't find that they were all that effective. So I've stopped taking both the bromelain and the arnica pills. And I don't necessarily think that they work. The other thing I wanted to tell you about is the nightgown. So the nightgown that I purchased off of Amazon, I did wear it one day, and it was nice that one day, but generally speaking, and I'll talk about this more in the things that I wish I had more of, I preferred baggy sweatpants versus nightgowns. So I would say maybe skip the nightgown, get more sweatpants. The other thing that I purchased that I didn't really need to do was all of my medical supplies. So before I knew I was getting Lynn services, I had purchased my own hydrogen peroxide, my own bandages, gauze, medical tape, abdominal pads, etc. And because I ended up getting Lynn services, they provided all of my post-surgical dressings and supplies, and they actually provided so many and way better quality stuff than what I was able to get online. So if you are getting Lynn services, which you'll see in one of my other videos that I talk about how you can get Lynn services for your surgery, I would say skip spending that money on supplies, because they will literally order it all for you, and they get better stuff. And even if you're low on something, you can tell your Lynn nurse that you're in need of something, and she'll order it and you'll have it the next day. So save yourself the money on medical supplies, because you really can do without it. They'll just send it to you. The other thing I didn't really use was my second compression garment. So I actually purchased, and it wasn't cheap, it was an extra $170. I purchased 2 of my stage 1 compression garments because I didn't want to have to do laundry so quickly in between changes. But I'm so glad I listened to my post-op nurse, and she actually took back my second size medium garment, and instead she swapped it out for me for a small size garment. And I'm really glad she did that, because literally within 1 1 week post-surgery, I had gone from a size medium to a size small. So it would have been very wasteful for me to have 2 of the exact same size compression garment. Now, I don't know if that will be the same for you. I know pre-surgery, I was between a size medium and large garment, and my pre-op nurse said, get the medium because you're gonna need the smaller size. I wasn't expecting to go down to a size small so quickly, or even ever in my life have I ever been a size small. So I'm really glad that I swapped it out for a size small garment, and that I just sort of washed and wore for that first week the original size medium garment, and I saved that $170 and I instead invested in my next size. So definitely reconsider the second compression garment because your size is going to change so quickly, very likely. The other thing that I didn't use is I didn't use all the compression socks that I purchased. Now, mind you, the compression socks I purchased came in a pack of 3 for $30 on Amazon. So for the price I got 3, I literally only used the 1 pair, and I only used it for a couple of days. So if you only have access to 1 pair of compression socks, you will be more than fine with that. What I will tell you is I was able to sell my compression socks for just a little bit less than what I paid for them, and I hardly used them. So don't be scared to sell the items that you don't use when you're done with them, because you'd be surprised what you can buy and sell on like Facebook Marketplace and online, or Amazon's really good with returns. Like if you buy something you don't end up using it, they're very good at taking it back. So 1 pair of compression socks, more than enough. So that's a little bit about what I didn't use, and I suggest that you go back to my other videos where I cover all the different items I purchased for my surgery, because essentially other than those items, I used everything else. So save your money, don't bother with bromelain, arnica pills, nightgowns, medical supplies, a second compression garment, and too many compression socks, because those were the items I did not use. So now let's talk about what I used and I wish I had more of, and that I used a lot of. So I think I mentioned this in the what I wish I had known video, but I was a lot more nauseous than what I was expecting post-op. So I actually needed and used and wish I had had a lot more gravel on site. So I didn't initially have any of that, and I wasn't expecting to be so nauseous. So definitely stock up and get yourself even a pack or 2 packs of gravel. And it's actually a really good idea, even after surgery for a couple of weeks, leave some gravel in your car, because anytime you go in your vehicle, you're especially going to be nauseous. And along that same token of nausea and things I wish I had, anything that comforts you when you're nauseous, have that at home. So for me, green apples and ginger ale really help me with nausea. Carbs and like comfort food help me. So gravel and those items, definitely make sure you have, because that's something I wish I had had and had more of in time. The other thing is extra strength Tylenol. So once you're done with the narcotics, and I'm 18 days post-op, and I'm still taking extra strong Tylenol throughout the day, 2 to 3 times a day, just for like pressure and swelling. So definitely stock up on the extra strength Tylenol. I found it really helpful to have a small pack of Tylenol in my purse so that I have it with me at all times if I'm out and about, and I also have one beside my bed, so at night if I wake up really sore, even as I'm going to bed at night, I can take it. And then I keep one on the main floor of my house. So have multiple bottles around so that you're not having to get up and down and go all around when you need that Tylenol fix, and make sure you get that extra strength one, because the other ones don't do much. The other thing that I used a lot of, and I had to get a second bottle, was the arnica gel. So whereas the arnica pills, I didn't feel like they did much, the arnica gel was actually super soothing, and especially along the breasts. Once again, you're not going to put it on the incisions, but I did find it very soothing, especially in the first week and a half, to put it on my chest and in my armpit area. So stock up, because those arnica gel bottles, or at least the one I got, they're very small, and you're going to need quite a bit of it, so get a lot of it. The other thing that I wish I had more of, and I've since had to go get more of, is track pants. I was a leggings girl prior to surgery. All I would wear is really leggings, but you can't really wear leggings post-op when you're wearing all these compression garments. So I really highly suggest that you stock up on track pants and get them big. Like I'm getting size large ones. My favorite ones I can actually show you from Walmart, and they're only like 25 bucks. These are the Ellen DeGeneres like loungewear pants, and I really like them. And the type of pants I liked were always with a drawstring, because they are super big. Like these are a large, and with a very deep pocket. Those have been my favorite. So lots of lightweight track pants is what has been my go-to outfit, and lots of just like zipper sweaters and hoodies, which can cover I guess your chest and your post-surgical bra and binder. So get more track pants. I've had to go to Walmart and scour for some recently. The other thing that I purchased, and that also was provided by Lynn, that I've really enjoyed, was the abdominal pads. So abdominal pads are a specific dressing that are very, very large and a little bit padded. And although they're meant for the abdomen, I actually found them very helpful to cut in half lengthwise, and I use them underneath the breasts. And they created a really nice even dressing for underneath and a nice barrier between your binder and your bra. And also they work really nice along your tummy incision, because they are long and you're not piecing together all these like little gauze pieces. So once again, I really highly recommend that you ask your Lynn nurse to provide extra of those, or you can also buy them online. I actually bought myself a box of abdominal pads on Amazon, and that was probably the only medical supply that I purchased that really I have continued to use. So abdominal pads are a very, very good idea, and I believe the standard size is like a 5x9 for them. They are super great for underneath the breast as well as along the incision at the tummy. The other thing that recently I've been using a lot of is very large Band-Aids. I prefer the ones that are cotton. They're white, and you can get them at Dollarama. They are like only a few in a pack for $1.25, but they are really, really good for over the belly button. So instead of putting gauze and like medical tape, I'm finding it much cleaner and more discreet to just put a very large white cotton Band-Aid, and then I just change those up when I do my dressing changes twice a day. So get some of those large Band-Aids for once the dressings are all gone and it's just the belly button that you maintain covering. Those are way easier than dealing with gauze and tapes. The other thing is, I wish I had had those disposable puppy pee pads. You can get them at the dollar store. The first couple of days after surgery, I was like leaking from everywhere. It's from the liposuction, and we had like washable pee pads, but then you've got to wash them and you got to wait for them to come back out, and I needed a lot of them. Anywhere where I sat, my bed, the car, you need to cover those first couple of days. So those disposable puppy pee pads are amazing because you can lay as many as you need out and you throw them out, and they're very sanitary. So go to the Dollarama and buy yourself a pack of those. You're only going to need them for the first couple of days post liposuction, but they are so much better than dealing with gross laundry. The other thing that I wish I had known that I needed, and thank God my post-op nurse saved me on this, was that you're gonna need a smaller size compression garment really quickly. So once again, I said at the beginning of this video, I had initially bought 2 size medium garments thinking that I'm gonna be a size medium for a while, and I wanted to have 2 so I wasn't having to rush for laundry. But actually within 1 week, I sized down to a small. So one thing that I had which was great, was that my post-op nurse actually swapped out my medium for a small before I had opened it and used it, and that was such a saving grace. So absolutely pre-order, or be prepared to pre-order your size down garment, because you're going to be very surprised within a week you're already going to start going down, and you're gonna want that extra pressure. So along that same token, I have already purchased my stage 2 binder for my stomach, and although I can't move to that full time, I want to tell you that wearing the additional stomach binder on top of my compression garment feels really, really good when I'm feeling a little extra swollen and when I want that extra support. So go ahead, go on Amazon and just already buy yourself, sometimes they're considered like postpartum belly support bands, or they'll be under like a stage 2 garment or stomach compression garment, but go ahead and buy yourself that one that just goes around the stomach, because you're going to use it once again sooner rather than later, and you might as well have it. And also, if your garment is starting to feel loose on yourself, like I'm wearing the small now, and when I first put it on, it's super, super tight, but because I've been wearing it all night, it's already starting to feel a little loose. So if I wanted to right now, I could add that extra compression over top, and it would probably feel even better, especially if you're going to be out and about. So get it so you have it even from the start, because more pressure is better. It makes you feel more comfortable. And then the other thing I wanted to mention to you is gel ice packs. So I think I only had like one small gel ice pack, and I thought that would be enough, but no, gel ice packs get lots of them and fill your freezer. I just had like the ones that were sort of long and rectangular. They even have like really big ones that are like the size of a sheet of paper, which would be super, super awesome for laying right across your chest. I only have the small one, so I kind of put one on each side, but also it feels really good to put like on my abs. It feels really good on my incision, and especially now at 18 days post-op, like anything after like the first, I want to say week, even like day 10 or so, you start getting super, super itchy, which is a good sign. It means your incisions are healing. But the ice and the coolness really, really helps with the itchiness, and it also just helps when you're feeling a little swollen at night. So I wish I had a lot more ice packs, and get those gel ones and fill your freezer so that way you always have them available, because that is like my saving grace at night for comfort. So that's it, guys. That was my top items that I didn't use, as well as my top items that I wish I had or had more of. So I hope this video helps you in your journey. You may find the same experience, and I'd love to hear from you also, like if there was items that you wish you had and didn't have, because we can help one another in this journey. So happy 18 days post-op, and I hope that you found this video helpful.